Hello, this is Ryan from SWS Templates, and I'm going to show you how to quickly set up and install your Social Role plugin. And I will also discuss some of the new advanced features that we've integrated into our latest installment of our plugin. So first of all, I have Social Role installed. If you go ahead and click on the Social Role tab in the WordPress administrative area, you'll start to see some of its features. All right. So now we have a couple of settings that we need to include in our plugin to get it to connect with the Instagram API. We need to have our Instagram client ID, also our Instagram client secret, and finally we need to supply our Instagram username. So let's go ahead and generate that information. So first thing I would need to do is log into Instagram.com. All right. And once we're logged in, we need to go ahead and click on the API section as well. So let me go ahead and supply my login information. All right. So if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, here's the API section. Let's click that link. And if you click on the Manage Clients, go ahead and click the Register a New Client button. From here, you'll give your application a name. And give it a brief description. And then you'll need to add in your absolute URL for your website. So in this case, it'll be everything before the .com. And we can copy and paste that into the website area. And then we need to supply an OAuth redirect URI. And we can get that also from our full URL from this callback redirect. So let's go ahead and grab that and paste that in here. Click register. Perfect. So now we have our client ID and our client secret. So let me go ahead and retrieve the client ID. And I will insert it into this field right here. And next I'll take the client secret, insert it into this field right here, and I'll just supply my username. Next thing you'll do is click Save Settings. Alright, now if you scroll down to the bottom, you will get a button that says Connect to Instagram. Go ahead and click that. And it'll ask you to authorize the social role with your Instagram account. Click Authorize. Perfect. Now, once you've successfully connected, you should see a headshot, or you should see your profile picture that's associated with your username. So let's go ahead and test out our front end and see if everything is working correctly. So I'm going to refresh my home page. Alright, so I click the Instagram icon, and nice, all of my content from SWS support, which is a username that I've supplied, is pulling in all my Instagram images. Perfect. So now I want to talk about the new features that we've installed into this new version of Social Role. We now have hashtag support. So any type of hashtag that you can type in, it'll pull up that information. So for this example, I want to type in Apple. And for default display mode, instead of having username, make sure it says hashtag. And click Save Settings. Alright, so now I need to refresh my front end and see if the hashtag images start to pull up. So let's do that now. Alright, I supplied Apple, and there you go. So now it's pulling in hashtags associated with Apple. Perfect. Okay. Now at any moment I can go back and switch my default display mode back to username, and it will pull in my information or my Instagram pictures from SWS support. Or I can also hide the Instagram UI from the front end as well. So if I click hide and click save settings and I refresh my front end, you now see that the Instagram icon is missing. So those are some of the advanced features that we've integrated into the back end. We also allow for page support as well, individual page support. So now you can define your Instagram user ID or your Instagram hashtag on the individual page. So let's go ahead and set our default display mode back to username. I'm going to save that. Okay. Now let's go into a page that we've already created. Let's go into this test page. Okay, so if you don't see this right now, there is an area that you can make appear. It's called social role. And to do that, click your screen options and make sure that social role, this little social role checkbox is actually selected. So make sure that check mark is there. And if you scroll down, you should see that section down below on your individual page. Now you have an option that says display option. You can on this particular page you can define a username, you can display a hashtag, or you can even hide the social role user interface for just this particular page. So now we're going to discuss the default display on a particular page. So default display, actually what it'll do is display my global settings that I've already supplied in my Instagram in my social role plugin. So right now it's going to pull in the username since I selected username for this particular page. So let's go ahead and see that now on the front end. So I'm going to click the test page on the front end. Alright, so it's pulling in my media from username on this individual page test page. Now if I wanted to pull in the default display of hashtag, I can say that right here and make sure hashtag is selected. And then I go to my front end and refresh it again. Alright, it's going to pull in that information in regards to that hashtag. So now, if I go back to my page settings, I'm going to type in a username now. And I'm going to click update. Alright, as you can see, it says the username I supplied is a valid username, which is great. So now if I check the front end for this page, refresh, it's pulling in media from this particular username that I have supplied. Now going back to the options, let's say we wanted to pull in a hashtag now. We'll call it ice, and we'll update that. Going back to my page, I hit refresh. Now it's pulling in all hashtags in regards to ice. A lot of ice cream images. Okay, and last but not least, let's go ahead and put in a display option hide and hit update. And this is actually going to hide the user interface on this particular page. And now that you see, the social role or Instagram icon has disappeared. But if I go back to my home page, now we're going to check it, and as you can see, it's pulling in the hashtag information, which we supply here on a global setting. So that's pretty much it. Plain and simple. Also, hashtag support, you can only supply one hashtag. That is the limitation of the Instagram API. So there will be no ability to add in multiple hashtags, unfortunately. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always visit our support pages, and our support staff will be able to help you out there. Outside of that, everybody, happy Instagramming.